Cancer, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-February 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Cancerians. I hope you're all doing fabulous, my friends. Shuffle it up one time, see what we got for you this week. Talk to me, my guides. What do we got for Cancer? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card, then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always very interesting. But let's get it going here. What's up with Cancer, please? And thank you. Let's go. Okay, this is not the first or even second time I've seen this oracle card in the beginning. Nothing to freak out about, but it's a little bit burdensome. You might be feeling a little zapped or a little more tired than usual when this card shows up, and we'll start talking about it. Before we start dissecting it though, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the February subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But into the reading, enough of the promo. Have a little look here at this card. So you see it's a person. They have a literal other person right on their shoulders, on their back. So this always reminds me of Ten of Wands type of energy. Energetically, you might be feeling a little zapped. It's a little heavy. So there might be something weighing on your mind. There might be something weighing on your emotions. This is a card that says you might need some recovery time in some way or fashion, right? There is something that you might need to recover or relax about, right? Like that is just a huge energy front to back with this. So obviously it's not terrible. Of course, it could be emotional burdens and things like that. I always say specifically watch out for your neck, your back, your spine. When this card shows up, you might need a massage or something like that. But make sure you're taking care of yourself when that card shows up. Let's get into tarot. I'm going to get you 3 cards in the upright before we get the intuitive, juicy stuff rolling. So let's shuffle it up one time for the Cancerians. And I always say, yeah, that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a footnote. What we got for Cancer? So last week's reading, I'd say it was mostly optimistic. It was titled simply, Best Possible Outcome. So whether that was you hoping for the best possible outcome of something, or even if you didn't get the full results you wanted, like things went as best as they could for the circumstances you were dealt with. It felt optimistic though. It didn't feel like too rough. It was a lot of ups and downs. So we're going to see what we have for you this week. Let's get 3 cards out here for Cancer. My guides, talk to me. And you know, energy is very fluid, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your energy or somebody else's. Let's get these 3 out. Lots of people experiencing Ten of Wands type of energy here. Okay, you might be in your mind a little more than usual with the Seven of Cups. That's a good card of options as well. So I do like this. Might be a lot of options coming up for you. Lots of different routes. Let's get 2 more. Might be making decisions and choices. Okay, this is what I like to see. We got the 10 of Cups right next to the 7 of Cups. Kind of like last week, like the best possible outcome, the best possible choice, which would be nice. Let's get 1 more. Lots of cup energy. It's water. It's something that you're used to dealing with or working with. Okay, we got the 6 of Swords, an action card right here on the back end. And notice that even though it's not a cup card, it's a sword card, there's tons of water here. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get the juicy intuitive stuff. So like I was saying, at first glance, we have a lot of water with the 7, the 10 of Cups, and even the 6 of Swords. It is literally on water. So you might be emotionally charged up in this time or feeling things deeper. Now, everyone knows water signs, they have very, very deep emotions. So it could be flowing in some way, but let's keep it optimistic for now. In position number 1, we have the 7 of Cups. Like I was saying, it's a card of choice. It's a card of various different options. You could be trying to decide on something. This is one of my bigger cards of daydreaming, so you might be doing a little more daydreaming in this time, or there could be things linked to sleep, rest, just like I was seeing with that very first card, the Oracle card. So you might need to rest and recuperate, but the mind could be very active, or you could have a lot of good options coming in, which is really nice. Now, moving over to the second card, we got the 10 of Cups, one of the best cards in the whole entire tarot deck. I love when this card shows up. Now, usually 10s in tarot can represent the close of a cycle. When I see this card, it is a card of wish fulfillment, being happy, having all that you want, all that you need. Now, for a portion of you, there could be things linked to your family or things linked to the home where you live. But the 10 of Cups to me is just wish come true, wish fulfillment, good things. Like usually this is all good things, like a happy ending. So we really want to dive deeper on this to see what's showing up underneath it. Because when we clarify it, it can change the game a little bit. We're not really going to say that's a definite. So far, we're looking okay, though. Now, on the back end, we have the Six of Swords. Now, the reason this is tying up the whole reading in a nice, neat little bow is this card represents progress, movement, coming out of choppy waters into the calm waters. Now, I always say all cards have a double edge to them. Some lean a little more positive, some lean a little more negative, but this is more of a neutral card of things getting better. So you could be experiencing vast improvements. There could be action happening, a lot of change happening. And with the Six of Swords, the rougher energy of this could represent someone you're linked to that's not doing what they're supposed to, or there could be something they're putting on the back burner, something they're not taking care of. So we really want to explore this one further. But like I was saying, when I look at the whole picture of what we have going here, all this watery type of energy, emotions could really be at play. Now, you might be loving something, feeling very attached to something emotionally, or this could be the waves, right? Volatility, ups and downs. So that's just something to keep an eye on, especially if you're having any emotional burdens, like something might be taking a toll. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Make sure these emotions aren't zapping you in any type of way. But with all that being said, Cancer, let's dive deeper. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, so let's get a good shuffle here for the Cancerians. My gods, talk to me. What do we got for Cancer? And yes, my friends, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. So yeah, let's get it going here. As you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation. I'm just giving you mine. Starting on that Seven of Cups. And if you're a reader yourself or you're just trying to learn, please feel free to play along. That's why this box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to the Cancerians, you could drop it down in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, Seven of Cups. Why is the Seven of Cups here? Thank you. Okay. So we have the King of Wands. Okay, this could be an intrusive thought. This could definitely be someone with like an intrusive thought process for a portion of you. With the King of Wands in reverse, this could easily represent a fire sign that you're connected to. So think Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And when I see the King of Wands in reverse, this is somebody who is like not really controlling their energetic flow. Because remember, kings represent control of their respective suit. The King of Wands isn't, it's kind of just letting that fire. I'm getting intrusive thoughts here in the beginning. Now, obviously, I'm still seeing lots of options coming towards you, lots of good things coming towards you. This feels good. I don't feel like this puts a smudge on the reading whatsoever. But just know your mind might get the best of you in this time, or your mind overactive, very overactive. Like this is someone who is like locked in the thought space, overthinking. Okay, so whether it's another person or yourself, there's just so much mental action happening here. That's what I'm saying. Now, another thing, if we were to take the best optimistic message I see here, it's like these options are going to come at you and you might not know what to do with them all, right? So if this is that really good positive energy, aside from that message, like there might be so many good things coming, it might be hard to keep track. So that's really good and positive. We're going to go in on that 10 of Cups because we want to see how the rest of this plays out. Just see what's up. If your mind is extra active, I always say it's good to do creative things or meditate. So why is this 10 of Cups here? Okay. Why is that 10 of Cups here? Thank you. Three of Swords in reverse. Wow. This is a sudden shift in something, and it's positive to me. Okay, we got the Three of Swords in reverse underneath this 10 of Cups. Like, if you've been feeling down and out, if you've been feeling sad or upset, like this is something shifting suddenly from negative to positive. Okay, so whatever it is you've been struggling with or dealing with, if you've been down in the dumps, I would expect a big change in outlook in this time. That's a huge vibe. There's a lot of healing when the Three of Swords shows up in reverse. Now, I also say there's a duality to this alignment, right? Human beings are very complex individuals to the point where you could be happy and sad at the same time. So we're kind of picking that up. So just watch out for feelings like that, where good things might happen and you might be happy, but there's a lingering sadness as well. we're not going to go too far in depth with that. But this to me intuitively feels like something shifting suddenly, improving suddenly, action, especially with the Six of Swords on the back end here. So this feels good. We're looking good. So we're going to go in on that Six of Swords. Then we'll do a quick little recap before we get into the shadow card. So why is that Six of Swords here? See if we could get a little more detail about what might be shifting for you. Thank you. All right, double kings in reverse. We have the King of Pentacles in reverse underneath the Six of Swords. This could be an issue you may be having with an earth sign. So we have earth, we have fire showing up. Now, the King of Pentacles, when he shows up in reverse, he can talk about people that are having issues like financially, or there's a little upheaval. I always say when the King of Pentacles shows up in reverse, that's a bit of an unhinged type of energy. So like you might be coming out of like some really crazy times here. And like I'm saying, the shifting, right? When the King of Pentacles shows up in reverse, that says something's not locked or set in stone. So something could be shifting in various different ways for the better. Dynamics, whether it's relationship dynamics, money dynamics. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Like I'm getting big changes, massive changes and shifts all over the place, especially on the back end of this. Because the King of Pentacles, just watch your money. That's one thing. Don't overspend. Don't be too reckless or careless with your money. But when he's in reverse, that means like something is up to change or something is easily changeable. Okay, so if you've been going through a tough time, know that like you can influence it and change it for the best. Kind of like last week's reading, the best possible outcome is still possible with what we have showing up here. Lots of change. So let's go through and do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. If you kindly look in the box here. Position number one, we have the Seven of Cups with the King of Wands in reverse. To me, this did feel like possible intrusive thoughts or someone that their mind is just going like trapped up in that mind space, overthinking. So watch out for those vibes. But it also gave me that optimistic feeling of like so many opportunities coming towards you. Like it's hard to choose which route to go or what to do or what to pick. So you might get overwhelmed with positivity, which isn't the worst thing, right? You could be overwhelmed by other things. But moving to the center, we have the Ten of Cups with the Three of Swords in reverse. And to me, this felt like something changing suddenly, shifting suddenly, like from bad to good. So like this whole back end, all this shift, all this change feels like improvement, things getting better, like really, really quickly. So I would embrace and absolutely claim this energy here, because a lot of you could be seeing big improvements across the board, whether it's like relationship status, money status, because there's shifting available here, changes. Especially on the back end, we have the Six of Swords with the King of Pentacles in reverse. Sure, you might be having issues with an earth sign. When I see the King of Pentacles in reverse, to me, it just means that things are not set in stone. You can still move into these cool, calm waters. Things are available to change. So with this double dose of shifting, massive changing type of energy on the back end, I would say the best possible outcome is still possible for a lot of the Cancerians out there. I would embrace this energy for sure. Just don't overspend, all right? Let's get into the shadow card. Please take a screenshot if you want to look into that a little bit further. We're going to get you one of these shadow cards. Let's see what's in the shadows for Cancer here. Talk to me, my guides. It's always good when we see a lot of possible improvement. It's better than like stuck energy, you know? So let's get one shadow card for Cancer, please. It's in the shadows. And I'm using the Shadowland Tarot. Once again, this is one of my favorite decks for this purpose. So what's in the shadows? Thank you. Okay, Three of Cups, a little bit more water energy here. Now this, you might need to practice temperance in regards to something, because remember, we're looking at the shadow side of these cards. And the Three of Cups is usually nice. It's celebratory when I see it. Now, threes can represent groups of individuals, groups of people, more than two. But to me, when the Three of Cups shows up in the shadows, the shadow side of this card represents overindulgence. So you might be tempted to overindulge, whether that be overeating, over partying, like comfort eating and things like that in this time. So watch out for that. Just don't overindulge in anything really in this time, because Spirit could be warning against it for whatever reason. Now, you're a grown adult. You can do what you want, right? I'm just telling you what's right here on the back end. Another thing we could pick up with the Three of Cups is not to count your chickens before they hatch. So although we have changeable, good possible energies here, don't think it's over until it's over, right? Like, make sure you have a win collected before you actually count it as a win in the column. So we're going to put that down right there. Yeah, Cancer, that's what I have for you this week. It's looking pretty good. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the February subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the January subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for February, I've decided to run it back. Once again, we're doing 2 copies of the most adorable deck in all the land, the Smith Tiny Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments which card from this week's reading you thought was most adorable. You'll be entered to win. And at the end of February, the winners will be in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you next time.